Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and this is the Zombie Land Saga Episode 9 review. With me, as always, are Coby and Torie. And a special guest, his name is Jake from the Anime Dumpster Dive. Say hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake. Now I'm the funny one.
You'll fit in terribly around here.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Hi, thanks.
You wanted to hop on to this episode because you're a fan of Zombie Land Saga, right?
I am a big fan. We're watching it for our seasonal anime over on Anime Dumpster Dive, and this has my favorite character in it today.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me it's Kotaro.
It is a Saki central episode, and Jake likes Saki so much that he demanded, he urged us that he must be on this episode.
We said, Jake, please just stop. We get it. You can be on it if you want to, but he really made a strong case for himself.
I told Coby I will drive a motorcycle off a cliff if you guys didn't let me on this episode.
Yeah, so we had to.
Well, that's relevant because this episode deals with that in some way. So, shall we start the discussion now?
Let's do it.
All right, so this episode begins with Saki talking to some unknown purple-haired chick who is also who bears the same getup that she does. We can readily assume that she is a fellow biker gang gal, and they're discussing some biker gang topics before they race off into the sunset. And interspersed between that is a shot of what appear to be biker gang girl corpses strewn across a battlefield.
Yeah, they're all dead.
What the heck?
They look totally dead.
Yeah, there was no explanation of like, yeah, we beat them up real bad or nothing. It was just like, they just rode off into the sunset.
Yeah,
so we can readily assume that they are, in fact, dead.
It was just a nice casual conversation between two friends. And so when the sun was setting, it was very nice and peaceful and serene. And then you pull back and see all the mountain of corpses, as you are normally to
As
do.
you do.
It's just an average Tuesday for those two girls, though. That's why.
Yeah. At first, I didn't. When she said she was in a biker gang, but just because of the fact that she loved Drive Torie so much and she had a Tamagotchi, I thought their biker gang was just, not very legit. But after that opening scene, like, oh no, they beat the crap out of people. Like,
Yeah,
quite
they
frequently.
go hard.
And we have to remind the audience that at this age, they're still in high school.
Yeah,
like they
high
just
school,
killed
middle school, yeah, they're
they
young.
just killed a whole bunch of people, and they're like still like 14 or something.
And what area is she in? She's not in Saga at that time, or is she?
I believe she
isn't. She isn't Saga. So this is why Saga needs to be saved, because it is crime ridden, because these teenagers come and they beat up other females.
This holds my theory that everyone who's in Saga at the time, they die, and that's why they get brought back to revive Saga, because they died in Saga.
Yeah.
That's very Kotaro of you. You're getting infected
No,
with the Kotaro
I mean, that's
here.
Kotaro's thinking. That's not my thinking.
Okay, sure. I think that's what Coby said when he first started turning into Kotaro. Anyways, after that, we see the Franshushu gals getting ready to take part in, I think it's called the Kishima dance. And this dance is, I don't know what it is, but I know it involves elderly folks. And in a series first, well, I think it's a series first, they do a flashback to the dungeon scene instead of actually taking squarely part in the dungeon scene, which they usually do. But anyways, Kotaro's reasoning is much of Saga is old, and in their strategy to further ingratiate themselves in the Saga audience, they must ingratiate themselves with the old audience, and thus they have to do this silly Kishima dance.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fine.
If Saga is like 98% old people, which by that graph it seemed like it was, then they really need to target that.
I mean, Saga would also be empty in a matter of like 5 years.
That's why he needs to save it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. They're young little girls being an idol group. I mean, that's their genre. How are they supposed to appeal to these old people, really? I mean, I know they're trying, but I don't think their overall goal is to appeal to these old people.
They give the old people something to live for, something to root for.
I was going to say, Sakura actually says that. She goes, I don't think I've ever heard of an idol group having a majority of a fan base be old.
Yeah.
So it could be it's either a foolhardy strategy or it's a first.
Or a genius.
I mean, I guess their two biggest fans are those hardcore guys.
The metalheads.
The metalheads. So I guess they are good at reaching out to new fans.
New audiences. Anyways, yeah, so the old people are old until the music starts, and then they are actually very spry and lively, and They do their silly little dance. But lurking in the shadows is a girl with buns. She's got 2 buns in her hair. I don't know what hairstyle it's called. We'll call her Bun Bun for now. And
it could be kind of like Princess Leia, but not on the side.
Sure,
so 2
whatever.
buns in the head.
And this was the episode's kind of first swerve, because I think at the beginning of that episode when they're talking with the old people, like, okay, it's going to be an old person connecting with old person episode, and then they immediately drop that plot point as soon as Bun Bun is introduced.
Yeah, it's never revisited again.
Do you think it'll revisit again? Do you think they're going to incorporate that dance?
They already won him over. They did the dance once, and then old people are sad.
Yeah, old people talk. They only need to do it to like 5 or 6 people, and then their ideas promulgate throughout the old population.
Ah, okay.
Anyways, Bun Bun brings along 2 of her friends, her pals, and they roll on in with their badass mopeds, and they have kind of like a quote unquote tough entrance where they're kind of like swaggering through. And you got some tough gal music playing.
I was gonna say the music is. I really like that song. Like that music that's just playing when they walk by. I feel like it does give that good aura of a tough guy. It's like background music, but their faces when they're walking are just like, so dumb.
I had to explain it because I laughed at that scene with the person I was watching it with. She's like, "Why?" Because she wasn't really watching it either. She's like, "Why are you laughing?" I had to explain. Well, they're laughing because they're walking and it's super tough, but their faces are just so not tough.
Yeah, the way that they directed and animated that moment was awesome. This whole scene where these quote unquote tough gals enter is perfect. It's like, because they're obviously not tough, but they are just acting like, and they're like middle schoolers, and even the I forgot her name already. Lily. She kind of like glances past them and sees the moped, and she's just like lame. And I thought that was so funny. And they're kind of picking on Sakura and Lily, and Saki comes in, and she's the real tough gal. So when she gets her tough moment, she gets like the rough edges and an actually tough look, and there's like kind of like this comic panel style background to it. And like I don't know if that's like a trope in some biker gang anime niche or something like that. I don't know.
So you're saying there's a subset of anime that's just biker.
Yeah,
anime.
or maybe, I don't know. If there is, that's probably what they're copying.
Jake, have you ever seen a biker anime?
I haven't, but in the episode thread, a lot of people were comparing it to the Yakuza games.
Okay.
So like,
see, I suspected it was referencing something because it was, I don't know, it was too far left field for it to be completely original, in my opinion. And because they were of a biker gang tough theme, I thought that they would kind of harken back to an existing anime or something like that. Anyways, so Saki comes in and toughs them out. And as Bun Buns is like walking away, she notices her name on the back. And I think the name is like Kirishima of the Dorama gang or something like that. Dorami gang.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And that is the gang that Saki was a part of. And so she goes, And she recognizes the name. And who could it be? Who could it be? And thus the mystery begins.
Thus the episode truly kicks off. Okay, my question is, do you guys think it took too long to get to that point? Did they need the elderly scene at the beginning, or do you think they should have devoted more time to this motorcycle plot faster?
I mean, how would they have introduced her naturally otherwise?
I mean, like they could have just been walking along and Bun Bun shows up and just like toughs them out. I mean, sure, the
but they're an idol
thing,
group. You gotta remember,
they are.
They have to do idol stuff.
They do got to.
They have to tackle the fact that they're an idol
theme.
group and the fact that they have to target an elderly audience, and they gotta swipe those off the table.
Okay, that is an important element, and that plays a part later in the episode. I remember now. So okay, conceded.
In my opinion, this plotline is kind of weak. So
Which one?
This plotline.
The motorcycle plotline?
Yeah.
Why?
And it's just, I don't know. It's very like, I don't know.
We just started talking about it.
Yeah.
Already.
Okay. How about I won't give you any spoilers, but what I said this because you said it started too like slow and it needed to be faster. I was like, I wish they would have stuck to the old people. I think that would have been more interesting connecting with them.
Well, we'll talk about it more. Funny. And you tell us specifically what you didn't like as we discuss more.
Okay.
So anyways, the gang is riding home when Saki notices that Bun Buns is in a confrontation with another biker gal gang. And these people are actually hardcore.
They look legit.
Their mopeds are bigger. They're black. they got weapons and shit.
Yeah.
One
They got,
with a
they got
chainsaw.
matching,
Yeah.
matching like things on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these gangs are hard. Saga is in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, the youth crime is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Bun Buns is under threat of her and her two friends getting shit kicked out of them.
Probably murdered. I
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna walk
there
away.
they will die. You don't use a chainsaw to slightly beat up a person.
So Saki does a tuck and dive and rolls out of the van in an effort to save her. And she does it nearly through her tough gal presence. Like, she just kind of walks through, and the opposing gang is like, whoa, this girl's tough.
Well, let's not forget, like, when she introduces herself to the gang, her head's upside down and backwards eventually.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's
hey!
true.
I was like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me...
Yeah, you're right. That is...
It's like, did we just see that?
Because
That's-
because not only do you have to remind them that they're idols every episode, but they're also
They're
zombies. You got to remind
They're
people
also
about that.
zombies.
Yeah, you also
Zangiefs.
forgot that Tay attacked Bun Bun.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was a funny moment too. Sorry, let's rewind that. Anyways, when Bun Bun and her gang are kind of like confronting Sakura and Lily, Yamada is just sort of hanging out in the background and goes "Meow," and sorely consumes one of Bun Bun's Bun Buns.
All of
That's
Tai Yamada's
Scenes.
all of her scenes in this one, like the way she was animated in this episode specifically, I thought was hilarious. Like I thought she was just great. All of her looks and all of her chomps and just
Yeah, with
when she's like, even at the very beginning, she's like guzzling the water fountain.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's great.
Which we can bring up that it is episode 9.
It is episode 9. I thought this would be an important Tai Yamada episode, and I was mistaken. But it was the funniest Tai Yamada episode, so I think that gives me some points.
No, I think we agreed that if you didn't call it correctly, we would give your seat up to Jake from Anime Dumpster Dive.
Oh, I can't.
Was
No!
that usurper?
Dang it. Okay, I'll go over to
this is
Jake's
why Jake's
podcast
on this
then.
episode.
This is why? This was it?
We're doing a switcheroo.
Screw you, Jake. How dare you?
Now you have to be with Anthony and DJ, fool.
Please, no.
Okay, so yeah, Tai Yamada, very funny. Got funny moments in this. They know what they're doing with her now. Like, really, they know what they were doing with her from the beginning.
Did they
but-
hear our complaints last episode about her not being so zombie-like? You know.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
sure they
they
did.
listen
Yeah.
to this
I
podcast
think
and they're
so.
like, quickly, we must revise the episode that's already in production to include more Tai Yamada episodes.
Exactly what happened.
Throw out all 3 episodes that we had that broke down Tai Yamada's past. We got to make it more zombie.
Like, nope.
What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So Saki rolls in to save the girl Bun Bun from the opposing gang, and her presence coupled with her zombie head twist intimidates them. But to top it off, the cop, which I think we haven't seen in a
Yeah,
while,
we haven't
actually,
seen it in a bit.
kind of rolls up and he's like, "Hey, what are you girls doing?" And then
He falls off his bike.
Yeah, he falls off his bike, and he's intimidated by the game girls, and he's like, I'll call backup, and then he runs off.
Yeah, but it works because then they're like, "Oh shit, that dude's serious. We gotta get out."
It was
of here.
more like literally the opposing gang leader was just like, that really killed the mood. All right, see you next time.
See you soon.
It was
That's
more
important.
like it implies that she has a mood, a murderous mood, which when if she is out of means that she doesn't murder people. So she will just get into these modes where she kills.
She just wasn't in the mood there.
And that's okay,
Well,
I
don't
guess.
we all have those moods?
No,
Sure.
Torie, no.
Is this a me thing?
I was trying to be on your side on that one, but yeah, you know what?
You're gonna put her in one of her murderous moods.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they run off, and Saki tries to do a little bit of small talk with Bun Bun, asking her what her mom's name is. Kind of a random question if you're the little girl. But Saki suspects that her mom is the purple hair chick that she used to roll with in the past. And we cut over to the home of Bun Bun's, and wouldn't you know it, the purple hair chick is in fact her mom, and she's older and wiser and more domesticated and
scared
for her daughter and her daughter's gang life, which she used to be a part of in her day. And we see a flashback scene with Saki talking to. So what is the purple haired chick's name? I really want to know her name. Can we just
Reiko or something?
Reiko? Anyone catch the name? I just saw it, so I didn't want.
I
Reiko.
did not.
Let's go with Reiko.
Her name is okay, Reiko.
Some can correct us in the comments. So her name Reiko. Reiko and Saki are discussing what their plans are after they take over the whole nation with their gang. And Reiko's intentions are actually to settle down. So it's not like she kind of grew out of the old life. She deliberately wanted to escape the life and make sure that her kid did not have the rough childhood that she did, that led her to the rough and tumble biker gang gal life.
I thought they were really going to play into the fact that, because Saki died, she was so scared for her daughter in general.
I thought that was it.
But it was more of the case of domestic. That certainly played a factor, but it also was the fact that she always planned to be out of this gang life and be domesticated. Mm-hmm. And then in a short series of flashbacks, which I thought were incredibly effective, like in just 20 seconds, the way how they did the flashback of young Bun Bun, like kind of child Bun Bun and teen Bun Bun, and then like more teen Bun Bun, just in those short times, showing the closeness, and then followed by the separation between those two, mm-hmm. which is a really well done piece of storytelling in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean it happens in, like, I don't know, a lot of people's lives. You know, once you get to a certain adolescent period of your life, you feel distance from your parents, so there wasn't too much to explain there. But yeah, it was very effective in explaining where their relationship went and what it used to be. And there was also the flashback of how Saki died, and her death is related to what's happening in the current timeline. What Saki did was she was challenging an opponent gang to a game of chicken, where they would both ride on their motorcycles and drive off to an edge, and whoever stopped first is the chicken and loses. But Saki, being so damn hardcore, apparently never broke, and that's how she died.
And then she died.
Flew right off the cliff and exploded.
I'm wondering, before this, how did you guys think Saki died?
I suspected some bike-related accident, which I guess was correct, but
right.
I didn't know specifically that she was going to die in a game of chicken. What about you, Torie?
I'm trying to think. What are her wounds on her body? Does she have any visual wounds?
She has a scar on her face and like on her forearms and like stuff, which are like pretty visual.
So from that, I always assumed she was like beaten up to death, like by a different gang member.
Yeah, same. That's what I was gonna say.
Who was the Fran Choo-Choo idol who said a few episodes ago that when they were talking about how they died or what happened to their bodies, that they were cremated? Who said that?
Well, I don't think they because they wouldn't know if they got cremated. They just said, don't typically Japanese girls get cremated.
Not Japanese girls, but like typically people who die in Japan get cremated.
Not Japanese girls, you're right.
Yeah.
Just Japanese in general.
We only cremate little girls.
I thought somebody had said, it's like, oh yeah, I was cremated, and then if it turned out to be Saki, then that's a really sick joke. It's like a foreshadowing.
Cremated. Yeah. Quote unquote cremated.
Did you see the other gang leader's hair, though? Like, the one that raced Saki?
The pink-haired one?
No, the one in the flashback where she died. She had, like, her hair was like an eagle.
Oh, yeah! I did see that. Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
A hat. Yeah. That is the most ridiculous hairstyle I've ever seen. I've seen some ridiculous hairstyles.
You watch anime. This is all about
ridiculous hairstyles. It's kind of like, because in the 90s they had like the mullet. It was like a mullet, but like with eagle
and this wasn't 1997, so I guess the eagle
mullet
was all the rage.
Yeah.
So anyway, Saki knows what's going to happen because just before she broke up the opponent gang, she threatened Bun Bun with saying that we're going to settle this soon. And Saki is like, oh, she means real soon.
I didn't get that moment.
So she goes over and, what do you mean?
That was a weird thing to realize. It's like, oh, she meant soon, but she didn't. She's like, oh, then she just flashes back to something that happens. Like, oh, it's going to happen soon. It's like, oh, I got to get over to here right now.
She heard motorcycles.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
she heard motorcycles. Oh, okay. Okay, good.
I assumed it was just like, that's probably how it went down with her and her gang. It was just like, she probably said something of the same effect, like, it's going to happen soon. So Saki goes over and decides to break up what's happening with Bun Bun and the opponent gang. They're essentially going in a game of chicken, but actually Reiko, the mom, also knows what's going to happen, so she busts out her badass motorcycle from days past and races over and decides to confront Bun Bun and tells her to stop the game of chicken. And at first, everyone is all like, oh, she brought her mom over. What a loser.
Understandably so. I think if that happened in real
Yeah,
life,
exactly,
imagine a gang fight and then someone's mom shows up and says like, "Hey, don't do this."
Oh, yeah.
That person's going to be a little embarrassed.
Completely understandable. Very realistic reaction. And then Saki breaks attention by rolling in on her badass bicycle, which is literally a bicycle with like a ching-ching, like a little bell on the end. And she kind of swerves over and crashes. Bit of slapstick there and knocking over all the
I
mopeds.
think it's a foreshadow.
No.
Oh, yeah?
She couldn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
she just doesn't know how to brake.
Yeah, maybe she didn't kill herself. She just doesn't know how to brake a
She
car.
literally does not
She
know how
thought
to
she was
brake.
breaking the
She
entire
tried.
time. Like, uh-oh.
She's like, "Great, why am I going faster?"
And Saki goes over and basically Reiko recognizes her as basically having the same mannerisms as Saki. Saki in the past said, I'm never going to die, just before she died. And she says the same thing in this scene here. And Reiko's like, Saki? And Saki's like, who the hell is that? Well, not in that way, but she basically kind of
Basically, he said it. She said it.
Uh-huh.
So Saki takes the place of Bun Bun in the game of chicken. And just like she died in the past, she doesn't know how to brake. So she wins the game of chicken, but also flies Reiko's bike off the cliff into an explosion. And she dies. Just kidding, she doesn't die this time. She climbs out of her wreckage, unscathed, because she's a zombie. And everyone's like, whoa, she's a tough
She's
bitch.
so metal.
I would be
Yeah.
so pissed if that was my motorcycle.
Yeah, you broke my bike.
So
Well, I mean, she is saving your daughter, so that's probably...
Yeah, but that bike looks awesome.
motivation.
yeah, I bet it was like.
And her daughter's kind of not a very nice person.
You
daughter's
can always
fine.
make a new daughter. You only have
I guess you can't make a new badass motorcycle of that make and model. So yeah, Saki climbs out of the pit and gives a speech to everyone saying, "Yeah, this ain't tough. This doesn't make you tough. I'll show you what's tough." And of course, Kotaro is in his van in the background and does a little snap and says, "Music on." And they play a little concert, which I assume they set a new concert date and then they invited an actual audience to come days later. But you thought that like they just did a spontaneous concert right then and there?
I left for
Yeah.
one. I left for 1
that what you guys
second.
think? I don't know.
And then
It could-
the concert started. So I was like,
I know.
what the?
They could have their power of the music could have attracted all those people there. Like, I don't know. I was in the moment. I wasn't thinking about that. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I just really like that song.
So they have a concert, and Saki is the lead singer this time, and no 3D animation,
Yeah.
which I guess might cement the fact that the awkward 3D animation of episodes past was because they were awkward as a group, and now that they're kind of cementing their groove and they're kind of, learning more about each other in their past, they're becoming more effective and fluid as an actual idol group.
That's deep, man.
You think so? I mean,
I feel like you're building yourself up for failure there, Jeff.
you think,
I know.
you think they're
It's
gonna
gonna come
think-
back next episode.
One of our commenters mentioned that. Is that where
Yeah,
you got
that-
that from?
Well, no. I mean, I think we always kind of suspected that in the beginning. I don't know. We can go back.
So wait, Jake, how do you feel about the 3D animation?
Again, I don't think it takes away, but I think it's not meant for the story, but for the budget, because it's easier to just change the backdrop of them constantly doing those performances. So I think we might see those performances again, and I think it'll be CG animated again.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that maybe for the minor songs, if they're only going to do once or twice, they won't animate like that. But the continuous songs they'll do over and over again will be.
They should just keep writing new songs. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this song? I really enjoyed it.
I liked
actually.
it. I like it when they break away from the norm of idol groups.
It was probably my second favorite underneath the rap battle. I'll say.
If we're counting the rap battle as a song, I would say that this is my second favorite. Because I really
didn't
like
give much
the
think-
first song
sorry.
in the Saga Rock episode.
Oh yeah, that one was a good one. Their new song that they performed there.
I don't know. I haven't really been giving much thought to the songs. I think they're all so far.
Nothing's touched you yet.
Nothing.
You're not
really.
a Fran
Well,
Choo Choo.
I mean,
Not
the
even
last
To
one
My
I think
Dearest?
probably the last one. Yeah, the last one I think is the best one actually. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that
Um,
was a good one.
Even though it was kind of that the beat